Hey guys, thanks for tuning into Wealthy, podcast where two people who know what they're talking about try to help other people know what they're talking about. We will talk about a lot of different things like how to get healthy and how to get wealthy. Whoa, weird.
Yep.
That's what we're here. That's what we're going to do. My name is Derek and I'm with my beautiful co-host.
Michelle.
Okay.
Just
how
kidding.
do you know about Michelle? How do you know?
Don't joke.
Oh my.
My name is Hannah. Hi, you guys.
Hello.
I'm the co-host, producer, and, the just author of this whole thing.
Just the creator, the everything.
Yeah.
I'm just here to hit the record button and then I actually walk away and she just...
I have a voice changer, so I actually talk the whole time. I'm just kidding. This whole thing wouldn't be happening if Derek didn't do it. So thanks, Derek.
Welcome. Anyways, let's get started. So today we are going to talk about thyroid, please.
You got it.
We're going to talk about trends, fads. What else would you call them? What are other weird words for
time and money wasters? Just kidding.
I think so. That's that's what we're going to hit on, guys. But anyways, we're going to hit on these get rich quick things, get fit quick things,
gosh.
Do this in 5 days, lose 70 pounds by the eating only raw potatoes diets.
Wait, is that one? Because I kind of might want to sign up for that one.
Hannah had a hard time doing the research for this episode. I think watching her go through the different fads that are out there, especially, was it Pinterest that you were scrolling through?
Oh my gosh.
And it was eat a whole raw onion like an apple a day and watch the pounds melt away.
Is aged garlic the answer for obesity?
Yeah.
No, it's not.
It's crazy what there's out there. It's crazy what's out there though.
Totally.
Both ways. It's
so. I was getting a little triggered last episode. We're about to both be like red hot.
Yeah, it's hard when you've traveled the road yourself through these different get rich quick, get fit quick, all that. And you've also learned why, why they're wrong and why they don't work, the science behind them and stuff. So it's hard to see other people doing it. And that's a huge reason why we started the podcast in the first place, because we don't want people to waste their time with this. We don't want them to waste their energy. We want them to get straight to the results. That's what we're here for. Cut through the bull crap, get it done. So anyways.
And granted, we're not like 70 years old giving you guys like our sage wisdom and learn from our mistakes. But it's like, we've in our short lives have made a couple mistakes that we don't want anyone else to replicate. But then at the same time too, like we study other people's mistakes, like we learn from them. And that's just what we're sharing with you guys.
Yeah, we're on the journey with you. That's the thing. We're on the path. I mean, like Hannah said, maybe we've had some education or some real world experience with it, whether through our jobs, Hannah's business or my business, whatever it may be. But anyways, that's what we're talking about. Fads and these weird little things. And, the main thing that we want to hit on, guys, is that there's always going to be something out there like this. There's always going to be some recent study claims, new finding shows, this, and that, whatever it is. And there will always be something new, but that doesn't mean that the old way of putting in the work, putting in the time, the effort doesn't work anymore. So, that's going to be kind of our foundation for today, is that you can always do it the old-fashioned way. And guess what? It's tried. It's true. People have been doing it forever and it works. It's more about you getting over the fact that you want to take the easy route and accepting that, hey, maybe I just do this way and I get good at it. And then I don't need to worry about what the new trend or fad is, or am I wasting my time? So that's we're going to hit, guys. Today, we are going to start with the health side of things. I think we're doing a little bit of a flip-flop, but we're not really trying to keep track of it or anything. We're not, she goes first, I go first, any of that.
No, but I hope today, because we'll both have comments on both.
We've both tried all the stuff. We've been there. We've done it.
For stuff, especially fitness, but a little bit, finance-wise too. But so today you're not just going to be hearing from me for 15 minutes straight blabbering on. So hopefully you guys like that. But so should I go?
Yeah, launch us off. Yeah, where are we starting?
Okay, you guys. Well, so fads and trends, like Derek was saying, they will never cease to exist. Like there will always be a consumer industry that we're always looking for the quickest way or the easiest way or the smartest way even. Like, it's amazing. Just the whole issue, or I guess the smart thing about these fads and trends is that there's like, people study this. People know how to make things and sell them that don't really work. Like,
well, they're getting even more sneaky with it, you know. They're
totally.
Starting to realize that the do it easy, do it quick it's starting to lose its effect. You know, you see a lot more ads where they want to claim the put in the work. It's not going to be easy, guys, but you can do it if you know, buy my 1 week program, whether it's for money. Like, I see that a lot for the like stock trading is a huge thing in my industry right now. It's like, learn how to day trade in 6 hours and become rich like me. Check out my Lambo. And it's like, wait, but it's not going to be easy, guys. You need to work and study. So they kind of throw out the realistic claims, but there's still, you can kind of still get that nugget of falseness in there where you're like, this isn't, no. So it's interesting. Yeah. How they're getting sneaky. They know how to get you. But yeah, it's, I don't know. I don't, you gotta really be smart about it, be aware, know what to look for.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I mean, there's this whole thing called buzzwords, and I learned about them a ton when I was in my studying for my minor in nutrition at the University of Utah. And I mean, there was this whole class that we talked about supplementing and nutrition and stuff. Mm-hmm. And I mean, the whole world of supplements alone, we could spend, I think we actually have an episode planned on supplements and that type of thing for both finances and fitness. But that whole industry alone is almost borderline fad trend based. Like, it's a needle in a haystack if you find a product and a supplement that actually works and does what it says it will do.
And works for you. That's the thing. So your best bro might be like, this is the best. And it works for him, but it's just not the way what your body needs.
Totally. So, I mean, with anything, you must be a conscientious consumer. I hope you're conscient. I hope you're
something. I hope you're something.
Conscious?
Conscious.
I hope you're conscient. Oh my gosh.
I hope you have a conscience.
Wait, just make me feel better and say the one word you can't say. Just make me feel better.
Facetious?
Okay, so now you say it perfect. Have you been practicing?
Maybe. I practice into the mic at night. No, I always say, what do I say? A sea fish?
Facetious.
Yeah, I can't say facetious unless I really think about it. Because I'd never heard it until Hannah said it. And I was like, what does that even mean?
Because you were being facetious.
No, but the buzzwords is interesting. No. I love the supplement buzzwords. They're so funny.
Oh, absolutely. And we're going to talk more about that here in a second. But so, yeah, with anything, you must be a conscientious consumer.
Got it.
Thank you. You need to do your research and have some common sense too. You know, like, especially in the fitness industry, people make a lot of false promises, and we should know by now, it's 2018, we should know by now what is true and what is false. Sure, they can say it's backed by science. Dr. freaking Oz could even, put his stamp of approval on it. But if it kind of lights up a red flag with you or gets you really excited, either way, you should definitely check it out and get maybe a second opinion. Because, I mean, if something is so good to get you so excited, that's probably not going to be a good thing either,
What are we going to go over what some of those red flags are? Like, what would you look for? Because I think excitement's not just one of them. I know we'll both go over them, but is that something you've got queued up?
Sure.
Okay, I was just making sure.
Yeah, I'll make room for it. Yeah. But yeah, so you have to have common sense. If not, like, if you're not going to be a conscientious consumer, if you're not going to do your research, if you're not going to use your common sense, you will need to be okay with the probable outcomes that include disappointment, wasted time and or money, lack of results that were promised to you, adverse side effects, and even a myriad of other issues, X, Y, and Z. A huge thing, I think, with this and kind of avoiding this, I guess we'll kind of go from back to front for fitness, is if you have something that works for you, just stick to it. Like, don't worry about flip-flopping and being like, oh, well, biotin. Biotin's a really important supplement and one that actually works, but people give it a lot of extra power, and a lot of companies actually think that they make a better biotin than what, more so than what the actual micronutrient can create. So they pretend that they can give their consumers even better results and, whatever.
Well, I think too, the common misconception with stuff like that is that just jack up the quantity. Oh, if biotin is good, and I probably have a balanced diet right now, or however I'm already getting my biotin naturally. If you're conscious of that, then you say, "Oh, well, I'm going to take this supplement and just completely almost overdose on it." I met a guy once that was a doctor, and out in Pennsylvania, he worked at the Hershey Medical Center, and he was a researcher, and they were doing studies how basically consistently, quote unquote, overdosing, not overdosing in the weird,
toxicity.
Yes, exactly. You can create that in your body by just taking everyday multivitamins and and he's like, they're actually looking into studies of how it could cause cancer because your body is not meant to have too much of this. And it's crazy though, because I feel like we live in that world now where people are just, oh, well, you got to jack up whatever you've got in you. If you want more results of what this naturally gives you, just take more of it.
Right.
It's crazy. And it doesn't work that way.
Yeah. But so, I mean, if you have something that works for you, like a plain old biotin from Costco,
sure,
keep sticking with it. Or you have a fitness routine that works for you and you're seeing and feeling the results you want.
Even if they're not as fast as you'd like.
Well, yeah. So, I mean, Yep. Good point. But just stick to your guns and stick to, what works for you. Just because it works for someone else or you see... That's the thing, too, about social media is where we're getting most of our exposure to all of these new things and fads. I was actually talking to someone I work with, and he's in sales. And he was telling me about this concept in sales and marketing that it's called multi-touch or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
Where it's the study of someone needs to see something 4 times to be comfortable with buying it, essentially. And so, I mean, there's so many Instagram ads that are out there and they pop up all the time. Pinterest even has ads. You see them when you're, on whatever website on the little sidebar. But if something's working for you, don't rock the boat and just keep doing that. Maybe make variations from, the full model of things, but you don't really need to rock the boat huge if it's working for you. If it's not working for you, I'm totally an advocate in continuing to try to find what works for you.
Yeah, it's huge. Trial and error. That's the only way you're going to find what works.
But at the same time, you have to give yourself enough time to actually see the results, which is my number one issue with these fads and trends. And I mean, we can just talk about diets, guaranteed. If you drink this water mixture with cinnamon, cumin, apple cider vinegar, lemon, and organic maple syrup, you'll be able to, lose 20 pounds in 2 weeks. Not only is that a really extreme hyperbole of a promise, but it's really, will that drink really, it's food. Let's just get this over with right here, right now. And I'm sure I'll want to have a whole conversation about it, but there is no food that is fat burning. So when you see crap on Pinterest, especially, where it's definitely add these fat burning foods into your diet, they're not going to burn fat. What they're essentially meaning and what they should be meaning, but it's even inconsistent and they don't know their stuff. And I'm going on a tangent. I'm sorry, you guys. But
no, dude, this is good. I have questions about this too. It's interesting.
Yeah. But celery. Celery has a very, very high nutrient density, but it's not calorically dense. So it has high nutrients for a very little cost, essentially. So that would be technically as close to a fat burning food or that kind of category because you're not putting anything in. It honestly probably takes more energy to eat it and digest the celery than it does to eat the celery, to the calories of the celery. What
do you mean by, and I'm asking this legitimately too, what do you mean by if something is nutrient dense but not calorically dense?
Awesome question. So nutrient dense just means it is chock full of micronutrients like biotin and other little things that you usually supplement with externally.
Okay.
So micronutrients and then some macronutrients like carbs, proteins, fats. Those are the 3 macronutrients. But yeah, nutrient dense is just being chock full of either both macro and micronutrients, or most things, a lot of things are higher, like vegetables, especially since we're talking about celery, they're micronutrient dense. They're going to be a carb, but they're going to be dense in micronutrients. So just the whole idea of caloric dense versus versus nutrient dense, it's all about just the kind of the balance of it. So calorically dense would mean that it has little to no calories, and we are on the same understanding that calories mean energy. Yes?
I guess, yeah. I think most people listening to this probably have a base level, but if they don't, give us the 1 sentence definition.
So
of that.
the short name for calories is kcal, which is actually like a unit of measurement for energy.
Okay.
Yeah. So calories are actually a numerical association and a tag for what food you will get of how many how much energy that food will take to consume and to to remove, to work it off, essentially.
Interesting.
Yeah. So let's say, something is 50 calories. So it would,
it's 50 units of needing to burn or needing to expend.
I guess not even worrying about expending it, because who's to say everyone listening is wanting to lose weight? Let's just say 50 calories are being added to you as a person, and you need to do whatever you want with it. If you're building, great, that 50 calories is just going to add on to that. If you are trying to lose, then now you have a number of your goal of what you need to try to knock off. Does that make a little bit more sense?
Yeah, I think it's a good foundation. And if you want, people, definitely, I'm sure there's great books out there and things. It's a basic thing. Google it.
Yeah. Or reach out to me on Instagram.
Yeah.
Help
Shoot
by
us
Hannah.
An email. Hannah will get down with you.
Yeah. Get down.
Wow. Okay. So let's get back a little bit though. So we were talking about celery and, why do people say celery is the magical answer? Why are they saying to eat celery?
Okay. Well, so right now a huge fitness fad is celery juice, juicing celery.
So you're not even chewing it?
It was it was a very lucky example that I used celery prior. So moving on though, I have a list of a couple, actually a ton of current fitness and wellness and social media fads right now that I just want to list off, and Derek and I can talk about. Is that okay with you?
Yeah. Let's rip through them.
Okay.
What are they? Why do they? Let's hit. What are they? What do they claim? A little bit, and then if you could get why are they wrong?
Okay.
And we don't have to go in depth, or just
okay.
Right.
So first thing I want to talk about are waist trainers.
Okay.
So, Dolly Parton made these famous. I think she also had some ribs removed.
She really?
I don't know.
Is that just one of those,
total speculation on me.
Old wives' tales type things?
No, but people used to get ribs removed to have a better hourglass
I've heard
figure. Of it. Personally, I need to get ribs removed because
gosh.
my hips and ribs overlap. I will yes, my ribs used to click together when I did crunches and sit-ups because I didn't have room. So if any doctors are listening,
what the heck?
Can I schedule something with you, please?
The med students do. They can
pro
learn
bono
her weird body.
And then any pagans or witches, you can have that rib and do something with it if you want.
What if they steal your soul with it because they have a piece of you?
Any pagans and witches that are listening, can someone steal my soul by taking a rib? That's what I'd really like to know.
We need to know this.
Anyway, so back to waist training. It is huge. it's not as big as it was 2 years ago, to be quite honest. It has evolved. So waist training about 2 years ago turned into corset wearing. You would wear a corset or a waist trainer is the new term for it.
So what exactly do they do?
So what they claim to do is that they will turn your natural shape of your abdomen into a beautiful hourglass figure by either changing the composition of your body, boo, like red flags right there, right? Hopefully,
you're changing your body without
changing your body composition, changing your body type just by wearing a freaking belt. Like, no. Okay. Another claim that they have is like losing fat because you're sweating more in that region, because here they have like neoprene or like silicone, like rubbery bands.
It makes you hot.
So
it's like wearing 2 pairs of socks and your feet get sweaty.
Absolutely.
Like
yeah. Like, so that's why I have
skinny feet.
That's why you have beautifully skinny feet, is because, yeah. No, so that's a whole other trend in itself, is extra sweating for yes and no, but for spot treatment. And that should be a whole other topic.
Yeah, that's interesting.
So yeah, I mean, and with that comes the gels and jellies that you can put on underneath your waist trainer to be able to activate your sweat and activate the fat loss even more. And granted, like can I drop company names? Is that okay?
Sure. I mean, that's the point, is we're not paid by anybody. So if it's good or bad, go for it.
True. So I actually really wanted to try waist training just to give it a try as a consumer and as an educator. I wanted to see, my red flags were definitely up, and I was like, you know what? No, I actually know the secret sauce of how to get the body I want. Maybe I'm just being lazy about it, and that's why I don't have it right now.
That's what we're saying. Yeah, we've been here. We've all tried it before. So this is your example.
So I ordered a waist train. Well, I was asked to collaborate with a company, and they asked what I wanted from their site. And I asked for, a couple supplements that I actually needed from my pantry that I was like, oh yeah, I'm running low on fish oil. Send me that, please. Another one was collagen, and we'll talk about that in a second. But, and the other was one of their waist trainers, because they're actually known, and they have like a whole separate brand for their waist training brand and products. So the company is Sports Research, and their waist trainer company is called Sweet Sweat. And their branding is so beautiful and so pretty and awesome.
I've even heard of that before.
Yeah, no, absolutely. They are so on top of social media, and they're everywhere. Like men wear them, women wear them. I hope children and dogs don't wear them, but who knows? So they do unfortunately claim that you'll lose fat, and there will be more energy generated and more fat loss generated, especially in your abdomen. And while that's not true, and I wore it myself, and I did not lose any extra fat. So I guess from a science standpoint, if someone wants to fight me and tell me it's true, great. But it didn't work for me. So I really don't think it works.
So, okay. So let's go ahead.
So, but I do love wearing my waist trainer when I do high intensity cardio exercises or high intensity cardio workouts. So if I am doing a HIIT workout on a treadmill, I will put that on, and my abs will be the most sore they have been, more so than doing like an ab workout, just because I put it on so darn tight. And while I'm running, I just from running track and really trying to, I know how to engage my muscles while I'm running. I try to squeeze my abs so far away from the really, really tight waist trainer that I am getting the deepest, best core workout ever. So, I mean, I'm going to lose fat in my belly because I'm running my butt off. And I'm sweating extra there, but it's not attributing to any extra fat loss other than it's the work that I'm putting in that's giving me the results.
No, it's not. I mean, I think, so I want to do this.
Okay.
Break it down to, so what do they claim? You will lose fat because what? What is their claim? Why do they say, because all these claims they have to have some sort of pretend science that they try to say, right? That, if you sweat around your abdomen, if that's where you're sweating from, you lose weight in your abdomen. That's not true though, right?
No, I mean, and it's just, it's a fad-like mentality, that, I mean, it's almost like I remember in high school, did you ever run or work out, do some sort of activity, and then your stomach is freezing cold, even though everywhere else is sweating profusely, but the skin of your stomach or your arms are cold? I mean, I remember a friend in 7th grade being like, oh yeah, that means you're burning fat there. That's what my soccer coach says. It's man.
Bro science.
Oh, bro science from when I was in 6th grade or 7th grade. That's like
it's in the culture.
Ancient bro science though. So I mean, it's kind of that same vein though, where it's just like, yeah, it's taking the broad idea of overall sweating your whole body. And then making it extra and more for one area. I don't know a lot of people whose stomachs and abdomens aren't their problem area. I mean, they're very few and far between. And those people usually are like, I am in a crop top every single day because it's not my problem area, and good on you. Like, awesome.
That's my goal.
But I mean, it's like taking supplements. This must be good for you, so I'm going to do more of it. I'm going to isolate it. So for the waist training, it is the broad idea of sweating and being active and isolating it to, okay, let's sweat without inactivity or less
just wear while I go grocery shopping.
Exactly. And promise the results of fat loss in that specific area.
Would you say that a good test for someone, if they're wondering, like, should I do this? Should I not do that? How do I tell? And we're going to go over some red flags and all that jazz. But I just thought of this. If you were to try to explain to someone the science behind whatever fad you're thinking of, and you feel dumb, or it sounds like you know what I mean? Like, it's like this. Like, if I were to explain it to you, I would say, yeah, I got this waist trainer. I put on my belt, right? It's like a belt. I put it up, I cinch it on tight, and it makes me sweat around my stomach. And because I'm sweating around my stomach, I lose weight around my stomach. Now, to me, being just fairly kind of close to knowing a little bit about how the body works. I'm nowhere near Hannah, right? She has legitimate education on it, but I worked out, right? I know basics. I've read a thing or two. That just sounds wrong and dumb because I know, well, that's not how it works. That's not how any of this works.
Yeah.
Like, you don't lose fat in your stomach by sweating from your stomach. Like you said, why would you sweat anyways? Probably because you're being active.
Right, exactly.
Sweating doesn't make you lose weight. Being active does.
Sweating has
it's just like
awesome benefits though. But sure. I mean, sweating itself has really, 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 really awesome benefits. I mean, the number one is releasing toxins from your body. Like, it's essentially peeing out of your pores.
That's
sorry.
Gross.
I know, I'm sorry. But like, have you ever eaten a hamburger and then worked out after and you smell like the hamburger you ate?
Oh yeah, it's gross.
Yeah, no,
Working
absolutely.
out after asparagus is the nastiest.
Oh, see, my pee doesn't smell with asparagus.
So so we talked about waist trainers. So what are some of the next? Let's kind of burn through these a little bit.
Yeah, so I'm just going to go kind of crazy unless there's something that I really want to talk about. Celery juice, resistance bands, influencers who don't know jack crap about what they're talking about. And I think that's a total trend and fad.
It's
just
sad.
These people that are cute and they might have a 6-pack and they have absolutely no education, but because they have the body that people want, they're for some reason credible. You know, so that's just one thing.
Yeah, we'll probably have a whole thing about how do you know if you can trust someone's advice or not, right? Like, why should you trust us? And we talk about we are educated, licensed. We work in the field actively. Like, we've studied this stuff, guys. It's not just that I like to work out, therefore I know fitness. That's not enough.
I don't like to work out.
There you go, right?
No, I'm kidding. I love to work out,
but still, that doesn't qualify you to be an educator.
No, absolutely. And I mean, not to knock on bro science at all. Like, there is some real strengths in bro science. So,
sure.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta just take it with a truck full load of salt.
Be skeptical.
Yeah. Get fit quick programs and guides, and no, habits isn't one of those, so back off.
Well, yours isn't even about losing weight. It's about building a habit.
And I'm not guaranteeing, like, I have even purchased just to kind of compare and see because I knew I was going to be eventually writing programs. And it's so funny that it's just like, in 28 days, get the booty of your dreams. And it's like,
I need that.
You really do, actually. No, Derek.
Be nice to my booty, jerk.
Be a conscientious consumer and know that won't actually help you.
I want a booty, so I must buy a booty program.
Okay, but so in your mind, if you were to do this booty program for 28 days, would you have the booty for life that you wanted, or would you have to keep working at it?
Not 28 days, no. I don't believe that.
No, but so for the results, would they be short-term or would they be long-term if you were to give into one of these fads?
I think if I did the booty program, I did 28 days, just like you said, right? You said 28 days. So if I do 28 days of booty workouts or whatever the program is, I don't think I'll have the results I want in that short of time.
Yeah.
I may see some kind of result because I'm being active, whatever, but everyone is so different. You know, I may not see anything because my body's so used to already exercising. It may need a completely different challenge.
See,
whereas
my butt like is so responsive that I would probably see results in 28 days.
yeah, but then
I
if
mean-
you stop doing it at 28 days,
I mean, my butt would just go back to being normal and voluptuous, but it would be kind of
and
sad.
that's kind of what we talked about last time, right? Is that these, anyways, let's keep
okay.
going.
Working out twice or maybe 3 times a day.
Oh man.
This is a huge fad right now. And while it's, I get a huge badge of honor, it's not necessary. And depending about your mindset about it, it can be borderline orthorexia. If you have no idea what that is,
Nope.
please.
What is it?
Okay, so I mean, technically it's an eating disorder. I was educated at university as if it was an eating disorder. It's when you are obsessed with the balance of calories in versus calories out. So remember, calories are energy.
Right.
So energy in the form of eating and energy out in the form of exercise. So it's being obsessed with the balance being completely imbalanced, that the energy out is so much greater than the energy coming in.
And that's, no, correct me if I'm wrong, that's kind of the uber mega basic level of kind of losing weight, or no? Is that you expend more than you take in?
I mean, yeah. So
and that's where this thought comes from. Is that
yes.
true?
Okay. Yes. So I mean, and we've talked about having an episode on this. So if you want to know more about losing, maintaining, and building weight or your finances, tune in. But yeah, so if you want to lose weight, the scientific, calculation, the formula is to eat less than you work out.
Eat less, do more.
Eat
like
less,
you said, there
do
needs
more.
to be an imbalance, but there's more to it.
But so with
there's a right way and wrong way.
with orthorexia, it's an obsession, and I mean with any eating disorder, that it's a mental disorder that you have associated with eating. It's something that you're obsessed about. It's a constant thing. I mean, these people can count calories just by looking at what is on the plate. And then they'll be calculating in their mind exactly how many burpees they need to do, how long of a workout they need to do. I mean, I kind of wish. No, I can't say that. No. So I know, I'm not saying that.
Shut up.
I know I am, but no. I mean, good. I mean, one thing to kudos, and I don't know if this is insensitive, but like, you guys are amazing at math. If you guys have any eating disorders, like, I'm really impressed with your math skills, but like, please, let's help you figure out how to love your body in a beneficial way. I know it's a control thing. I know it's a mental thing. Like, let's work on that together, please.
Tweak it, right? Let's do the math so that it's done right and you can still achieve your goals healthily.
Yeah. And I mean, this is coming from someone who has disordered eating. So I don't have a full-blown eating disorder, but I have disordered eating. So, I mean, I'm not trying to be totally insensitive without experience. I have experience, unfortunately, in this. And a huge thing is that people do are summing up fitness and wellness tips to one beautiful infographic on Pinterest.
It's so pretty, it must work.
It's so pretty, it must work. It's beautifully summarized. Do you know what? And it can't and shouldn't be summed up. Fitness and wellness, like, there are little tips and tweaks, but I love seeing the list of can't eat, do eat. Where it's like, oh, you can't eat a golden potato.
These 3 exercises: chest, bench, or what is it? Squat, deadlift, and bench press. That's what I see a lot for men's stuff.
Yeah.
You want the killer man body? Do these 3 things every day and you'll get it. And it's not that simple. Yes, those are good exercises, but like you said, you cannot generalize.
The recipe for wellness is not that simple, and you can't generalize, but it can be, I guess it can be that simple, but just don't believe 100% all those cute little infographics you read. And I guess read between the lines on them, add your own information to it.
What are they implying? What's the real
There's a
meaning
reason
there?
they're cute. They don't have all the scientific crap and all the other things going on to make it ugly. Okay, so macro counting, which is, we talked about macros, which are protein, fats, and carbohydrates.
As long as I hit my macros, I eat whatever I want.
Yeah, and there's a really, thank you for bringing that up. There are 2 ways of macro counting in my mind. There is the whole flexible eating fad and epidemic, honestly, or there's macro counting.
What's hit macro counting, then what is flexible?
So macro counting is you have numbers. So I mean, flexible dieting is macro counting though, but it's kind of an extreme to the opposite way. So macro counting is essentially, the idea behind macro counting is as long as you hit your personal specific numbers for all of your nutrient, like your carbs, carbohydrates, your proteins, and your fats or lipids, you will be able to get the results that were calculated for your numbers. So for Derek, he is wanting to maintain and tone, I would think, right? Like I'm not a big bodybuilder guy. I'm not trying to get big. No, and like I think you're as big as you can get, like honestly, mass wise, but like aesthetically, I'm sure you'll just with toning, you'll look bigger and tighter.
For sure.
So for you, your numbers would be based on maintaining and toning. So a little bit of loss there. So your numbers aren't going to be as high in some macros than others. You're going to be super high in proteins. You're going to be probably moderate in fats and carbohydrates, maybe even equal in fats and carbohydrates, but then high in protein.
Right.
If you were to hit those numbers and they're specific to percentages and to grams of your daily diet.
Okay.
If you were to hit those, then ideally you will get the results you want. And with that, the whole theory of this is that you should be able to eat anything you want while hitting your macros and still get the results you want.
So far, this sounds awesome though.
No, it is.
Why is this a fad though? Why is it we're lumping this in with other things?
It's a fad, but it's actually a fad that works. That's why I wanted to talk about it.
Okay,
so
interesting.
Macro counting is really amazing. It can be scary for those of you and those of us who have disordered eating or eating disorders, because it can kind of trigger you and pull you back into that very controlling mindset.
Compulsive, obsessive about the numbers.
But at the same time, it was a blessing for me because it gave me flexibility in my control. You know, like I didn't have to be so on top of things, or I didn't have to choose not to eat. Like I knew what I needed to eat, and I had the option to fill those numbers with whatever I wanted. And some days, honestly, that was just a real weight off my shoulders when I could have a donut instead of go have a salad. You know, when I was macro counting, and I counted macros for 6 months and then off and on for 3 months before and after that total. But so the scary thing about macro counting, and the thing that's like this scary trend right now, is the whole flexible dieting thing. So that's where people are taking the macro counting too far, and they're saying, I am going to have Eggos with cold cereal, whipped cream, Nutella, syrup on top of a fried chicken and have that count as my macros.
That is now our dinner tonight. Thank you. That sounds fantastic. Thank you.
That's awful.
Great idea. Wonderful.
No, that's absolutely awful.
No, I want it.
No, but so it's just huge.
But why though?
But why?
Yeah, reconcile, because I have a red flag going that I can eat whatever I want. Anytime I hear whatever I want, however I want, like no restrictions other than the number, that's one of my red flags. Like I'm like, okay, that sounds wrong. But earlier when you were explaining macros, I'm like, but this sounds so great. We even said that macros are great. So reconcile the two.
But think about, the quality.
Okay.
So quality is huge when it comes to your calories.
For sure.
And so when you have calorie dense or nutrient dense, whatever it is, think of the quality. So for the first example I gave of, just simply hitting your macros and getting I don't know why I have hiccups tonight. Getting the results you want based off of just hitting the numbers, you need to be filling your body with clean things still, and you can have a cheat day or meal or whatever works for you. Personally, I like to have little cheats here and there. I can't just wait for a day, or else the whole next week will be thrown off and I'll be sick. Like I will, me, like I will be
it's true.
Like flu-like symptoms, laid up in bed for 4 days after I have a cheat day. So macro counting, as long as you keep it clean, is awesome. It's really, really awesome. And you just refine what works for you. And it's great because macro counting works with paleo, it works with vegan, it works with plant-based, it works with gluten-free, it works with dairy-free.
It's just a way to work the numbers, but not control the actual
exactly. You
content.
could almost say it's like an eating lifestyle, it's an eating diet lifestyle, not a diet. Whereas like vegan to me is a diet.
Because there's actual food, they specify this
Yes.
food can or cannot be eaten.
Macro
Macro counting is just a numbers
It's
game.
almost in the same vein or kind of on the same limb as intermittent fasting and metabolic eating, which we're going to talk about next.
Yeah.
But the bad side of macro counting and the side that Derek is super interested in is the bad side where you just fill those macro numbers with crap. Like you just, you don't care as far as like the quality of the nutrients or
That
the
makes
quality of the
sense.
calories.
Right.
I guess it's the quality of the quantity, because macros aren't going to be measured in calories. They're going to be measured in grams or percentages, like I said. So you're not worried about yes, your calories will also be set, and there will be a window of you can go above your calorie count for this much and go under it this much. What is that called? Like what's it called in like graphing? Like if you have
like a standard deviation.
Standard deviation. Thank you.
Man, I feel smart.
That was the worst part of math for me. Standard freaking deviation.
The worst part of math for me was math. But quick question though.
Okay.
So with this, would you kind of say it's like, because you guys will learn, I love analogies. I like visual. I'm a visual learner. I need to have things of if I do this. Anyways. So is this kind of like if you have a sports car and it specifically calls for premium fuel? Like our bodies are sports cars. They're meant to perform and go.
Not all bodies are sports cars.
Okay, but just saying, like our body wants to, like our bodies, whatever the natural genetic way they are, right? Some guys are big guys, small guys, whatever you are.
Yeah.
Sure, but so let's say that whatever your body is, it says, I need premium fuel to do whatever my task is.
Yeah.
Being big, being fast, whatever your body is just genetically predisposed to do.
Yeah.
But it can only do it best if it has premium gas in it, right? You have your Porsche, it's going to need premium. So it's kind of like you can go put the lowest quality gas in it and it will run. The car will start and go and turn on and you can drive it, but it's not going to be going as fast and as handling as well as it may otherwise. Is that kind of what a good analogy?
Yeah, I mean, that's a fairly good analogy. And another thing I want to quickly jump on and promote is you need to recognize what size of vehicle you are. And I love the vehicle analogy. But you need to recognize what size of vehicle you are and actually feed yourself for that. If you're a, Chevy Suburban, you can't be having the same diet as the little Porsche, and that's not saying your body won't eventually be a Porsche if that's your goals. And if your body type can do that, we are limited by our genes to an extent. So, but at the same time, I am a firm believer that if you try, you will get as close to your results as you can, and want to. So if you are a Suburban or a Yukon, you can't feed yourself and fuel yourself like a little sports car or a little, Volkswagen Bug. So yeah, you can't, a huge thing too as a fad is to, just cut your calories. Just cut your calories and, you need to lose weight. Well, then eat less than 1,300 calories. That will do the job. And of course that works for the whole calories in, calories out situation. Another thing I wanted to talk about was intermittent fasting. And that to me is it's a really interesting topic that it's very controversial, unfortunately, but it's just an eating or a dietary lifestyle or an eating schedule change. So there are two of these that are pretty fundamental. One is intermittent fasting and the other is metabolic eating. Honestly, I didn't learn about intermittent fasting until I wanted to learn about it outside of university. All I learned about in my exercise science classes and my nutrition classes was metabolic eating. So it was very interesting, and it's not something that intermittent fasting, yes, is a fad and a trend, but it's also like a good and okay dietary lifestyle to include in your life. So intermittent fasting, if you don't know anything about it, there are a couple different ways to intermittent fast, but essentially it is a ratio where you are eating for less hours in the day than you are fasting. So for me, when I did intermittent fasting, it was 16 and 8, right? That adds up to 24. Okay. 8 hours I would eat, 16 hours I would fast. And I personally really loved it. And I wish I would have learned about this sooner, just because, again, with my disordered eating, the biggest thing was just food stress and mealtime stress. So instead of finding the time or finding a solution to create a meal, I would just get so fed up with it and I would just choose not to eat. And it didn't help that people were telling me I looked really good while I was, doing that. So it was kind of rewarding poor behavior. But so intermittent fasting, why I love it is because it gives you a goal and an outline for
Chesty found a squeaker toy.
Yes. So why I love it is because it gives you a goal and a window of when you can eat and when you should eat. So for me as a fitness instructor, I am up at the butt crack of dawn and I am not home until, 9, 10, or 11 in the morning where, so that's my schedule. So, but then for metabolic eating, and this is where I struggled with. So I guess, hold on, let me finish intermittent fasting. Oh my gosh, intermittent fasting. There are multiple types. The type I did was 8 and 16. You can eat what you want, whatever schedule you want during those 8 hours. I did intermittent fasting and macro counting, so I had a lot of direction. Metabolic eating is usually the type that you hear about where it's, eat within the first 30 minutes of waking up, then eat every 2 to 3 hours after that. And you're on a very regular schedule of eating, 5 to 6 meals a day, where intermittent fasting, you might be eating 2 to 4 meals a day, or even 5 if you have a lot of little meals. But yeah, so that's a really interesting thing. Derek actually has experience in intermittent fasting and you really love it, don't you?
I like it. I think it worked well for me and I really learned how to incorporate it into my schedule. And that's what I liked about it, is that you can move the time however you want. And so, it works for me because I get home at a time from work, I get home from the office that I can eat dinner at a normal time. And then I just go to bed, I wake up and I work out in the mornings and I have, I do a fasted workout, which was hard to get used to, but now that I do it, I actually really enjoy it. And, then I go to work and I'm really only not eating in the morning for probably, awake time, like about 5-6 hours, maybe 4 hours maybe.
Yeah.
And, but anyways, and I definitely I feel good. I feel awake. I've noticed it it keeps my appetite throughout the day. One thing that I struggled with before doing intermittent fasting was I didn't always have an appetite. I just kind of felt full all the time. And it was more of I'm eating because I'm craving food, or I'm eating because my body's used to this timing and this schedule of, oh, this is the time to eat. I got to eat now. So I feel like I need to eat. And it was more my brain than my body saying eat.
Yeah.
But I love the intermittent fasting because it has just sparked my appetite so much. Like I eat when it's basically, it's just what it happened. It happens with my schedule that I skip breakfast. Not on purpose, not I skip breakfast because breakfast is bad. No, it's just the way my intermittent fasting schedule works.
Yeah.
And so I basically fast until I eat lunch. But I love it because, man, when lunch comes, I'm ravenous about it. And the awesome thing I love about it is that I'm so conscious of like, okay, I haven't eaten in a long time. And in that time I've worked out. What am I about to put into my body?
Yes.
And so I'm like, I'm stoked about the fact that, man, I'm about to throw some awesome, good protein in there, give my body some good fats to get some energy back going. You know what I mean? Like it makes me excited to eat healthy because I feel like I'm working with a blank slate.
Totally.
I don't feel like I'm trying to negate any bad thing I ate the meal before. I don't feel like I worked out, so now I'm going to go slam this triple decker cheeseburger kind of thing. Maybe I do every once in a blue moon, which is fine.
Right.
But generally my everyday habit is, I get to my mealtime and it's like, boom, I'm going to have like some aminos to supplement with, get the good protein going. I'll have some chicken for lunch or a big salad. And then, yeah, I have a balanced meal and I feel like I'm putting that good premium fuel back in my body after a time of running on an empty tank.
Yeah. And one thing I do want to mention though, even though Derek is quite flexible with his intermittent fasting, it is best if you do want to try this, if you're on a regular schedule of it,
yes,
that your schedule is set, your eating hours and your fasting hours are set. So like, for example, I always started eating like at 11 and then I'd eat until 8 p.m. You know, where I go to bed at 9. Yep, I eat within 2 hours of going to bed and nope, I'm not obese. So, you know, don't listen to those rules.
It's interesting. There's definitely a science behind it, though.
Yeah, and listen to your body. I know for gut health, if gut issues are typically an issue for you, I know there's a different like ratio for you. I think it's 13 hours of fasting as opposed to 16, and then it would be 11 hours of eating. But yeah, so I mean, if you have any questions, please reach out to me, either about intermittent fasting or metabolic eating. Another fad or a couple other fads are like skinny teas, cryotherapy, various light therapies, apple cider vinegar drinks. Gut health itself is a fad and a trend right now, but I think it's a positive one and it's a step in the right direction.
Well, the thing is, you're finding something that works for you.
Yeah.
I've tried so many different diets and workout schedules and eating schedules and don't eat after 7 o'clock or whatever. And they may work for some of you out there. They may be the answer you're looking for, right?
Yeah.
As long as they're the science-backed, logical fads. Like Hannah has talked about, they're not always bad fads, you know, like they can be okay things, you know, just because something's popular doesn't make it automatically bad, but you need to do the science and find if it's right for you.
Yeah. And another great example of a fad that's going on right now is keto and the whole idea that carbs kill and keto is king. And then I saw this whole thing about lazy keto, that's something that people are trying to promote. Which,
are your red flags popping up?
I mean, yeah, absolutely. If someone straight up wants to call it lazy something, like as opposed to saying easy or time efficient, like, holy crap, you guys.
10-minute workout.
We have, sometimes.
No, but
okay.
it's like,
yeah. 10-minute workout that will give you the body of your dreams. Like, that's different than saying just a 10-minute workout.
Yeah, I'll do a 10-minute workout.
Yeah. So keto is a whole different thing. And I personally, really, 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 really don't agree with it. I don't see, like, from a science standpoint, from what I studied, it is absolutely just a rip. Like, you guys, it's not a good thing to be putting your body through. Keto stands for ketosis. I don't want to get all sciencey for you, but it's not something your body should be in long term and that you're seeking. Like, it's a great thing. Just leave him.
It's going to drive people insane. No, I was just going to say, I think for the sake of time, we'll do specific episodes, maybe where we'll pick a couple of these.
Yeah, and we'll break it down. Hear your requests and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So, but let's keep moving just for the sake of time. We're already over an hour. Yeah. So let's keep moving. Okay. Maybe we'll break my part off and do like a separate mini episode. No,
the last one I just want to talk about is the one of the most recent things I saw on Pinterest. That was a beautiful infographic with this gorgeous woman who had a Coke bottle figure.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
And the title was, oh my gosh, okay. The title was Kardashian Approved Health Habits.
Oh, was the person a surgeon?
So listen. So this is what it said. Kardashian Approved Health Habits in all caps, then colon, that are actually legit. Yeah, like legit, really? Nothing about Kardashian approved health habits should be legitimate. They have no experience. They have no expertise. I mean, in my experience and my knowledge, they pay to look the way, most of them pay to look the way they do. And yeah, so just if you want to look like a Kardashian, DM me and I will give you the best booty workouts that you can incorporate. And yeah, maybe in 2 years, you'll see the booty that you want, but it'll actually be the booty texture that everybody else wants.
You don't look like you're wearing a diaper?
Yeah. So, whatever. That's just the last one I wanted to talk about because I thought it was so outrageous that it's like, that are actually legit. These are Kardashian approved health habits. Ugh. Okay, Derek, talk to me.
Man, That was good though. I think we'll definitely take a couple of those, highlight them, talk about them more in depth. I think the bigger ones that may be more popular, or, I think would be good too, as well as maybe take the ones that we not approve of, but maybe they have a little bit more science back, But anyways.
Yeah. And I mean, for both of us, for both fitness and finance or wellness and wealth, you need to just watch out for buzzwords, fat loss, extreme, toning, fast, easy, quick, lazy. Even sneaky ones like doable, sustainable, realistic, like
every day.
Even still, if someone's having to like sell you on something, you should double check. You should research.
Try to think, what are their motivations behind this?
Yeah.
Is there a product they're trying to get me to buy?
Yeah.
Then be suspect.
And Google it and see if there are a huge thing with fads. And I'm not sure if this is the case in wealthy living or anything, but at least fitness fads, they die and then get resurrected with a different name.
Oh yeah.
So or the theory of it does that. So just keep in mind and just my whole thing is I want you to be conscientious and skeptical consumers, and don't be taken for an idiot. I mean, be smarter than everyone else in the industry thinks you are. Like, prove them wrong that you're going to do it the right and maybe the slower way, but dang, you're going to be looking fine.
Yeah. Like, nothing wrong with the old fashioned way, guys.
Yeah. Okay, Derek, talk to me.
So, not going to beat a dead horse, and I'll kind of go through it a little quickly, just for, like I said, sake of time. Just to reiterate, just investigate things, guys. Do your own learning. Challenge everything you read and see and hear. It's okay to question it. You don't need to just take it just because someone said, or even a friend says it. Always question it and question their motivations. Part of that is I like to tell people, great, you have an idea, you have a theory of something you want to do with your finances. What could possibly go wrong? That's what you need to ask yourself. What is the worst case scenario, and is that acceptable? So if you're in a situation where your idea is, oh my gosh, this company I've heard about and I want to invest in, they are it, and I just want to throw my life savings into it, because if I do, I'll make $1 million. There are those situations where, yeah, if your math works out in your favor, you'll lose $1 million. What happens if it works out against you?
Or you'll gain $1 million.
Right. Yeah. If it works out for you, you'll gain $1 million. But yeah, what works if it goes against you? You'll lose everything, right? You'll lose your entire investment, your life savings gone. And the thing, guys, is it can't come back. So unlike your bodies where you can go back and forth in limbo, and that's great.
Dangerous, but
dangerous. Yeah. Yes. That's what I'm saying. I'm not advising. I'm just saying the money world does it's a zero sum game where you lose your money, someone else has your money now. Do you think they're going to give it back? No, they're not. And you can't just quickly make it back. It's gone. So anyways, guys, question, what is the worst case scenario? Is that acceptable to me? And one thing, if you're looking at doing one of these kinds of things, these investment ideas or strategies or new thing that you've heard about, make sure it's a good timing for you, because it could be a great idea, just like we've talked the other day about starting your investment portfolio and saving your money and doing all that kind of stuff and setting up your automatic saving and investing. That's a great thing to be doing for sure. I advocate it. But is it right timing for you right now? It may not be, and that's okay. You need to take care of things on your home front first before you start expanding and trying to do all these other new things outside of your home and outside of yourself. So that's one thing to keep in mind. Is everything taken care of at home first before I start trying to go out and do these risky things,
Totally. I really like that advice. It sounds very conservative, but it's responsible. I really like that, Derek.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
But yeah, and like we said last time, it doesn't mean you don't sacrifice for things. It doesn't mean you can't try to make things work. It's just, all I'm saying is that you need to take care of your own home before you try to go build a new one. And so let's go over some of these, the fads that are happening right now. One of the huge ones, guys, is cryptocurrency. So if that sounds like some crazy word, what the heck is that? It's the Bitcoin. Bitcoin is kind of the founder, creator, whatever, the big name when it comes to cryptocurrency. It's just, this is something that is supposed to replace money. So instead of $1, you have a Bitcoin, or one of the other ones is Ethereum, or there's people literally are just making it up. That's all it is. So I'm not going to go into the details of that, guys, but it's not my thing. It is a brand new thing. It's it's not, a founded thing. There's no company behind it. There's no asset behind it. You're investing in an idea, and it's just a popular thing. So, and yeah, sure. Are there people that are now millionaires because of they invested in Bitcoin?
Or
sure.
I know people whose husbands farm Bitcoin.
Yeah, it's a cryptocurrency farming is just this. I don't know enough about it because honestly, I'm never going to do it. I don't care about it. It's not something that is ever going to be realistic to me. It's one of those things. I can set up my computer to mine cryptocurrency. And it's like, great. You're not it's like the thing. It's like, oh, well, I wear my thing at night, so now I'm going to wake up skinny.
Right.
It just doesn't sound legitimate. So why would it work? Show me, teach me, prove it.
Yeah.
I haven't seen any results from it. I've seen a lot of people lose money. I have people calling me. I lost my house because I bought Bitcoin.
Oh,
and it's just, that's what people do. They took out second mortgages on their homes because they saw, oh, well, John, he bought it 5 years ago. And great. You know what? Either John is a genius or more likely John got lucky.
Yeah.
Okay. It happens. That's why people go
into. Is it worth the risk of just being lucky? Like, that's the thing is people might be listening and thinking, well, I'm going to do that just in case I get lucky. Do you think it's worth the risk? I
don't. I think that your time and energy and money is better spent elsewhere. I actually had a person who talked to me who didn't understand how, investment really worked. She opened up an account. She was a very nice lady, and so this is who she was. She was a nice lady, very kind. And she asked me, she said, so, I don't really get it. I'm just, I have like $100. That's all I can do right now. But it's kind of like you buy something and you hope you make money. You hope it goes up. Is that kind of how it works? It's kind of you just buy it and hope. And I'm just no, it is the opposite. There is no hope. Hope is a 4-letter word in the investment world, guys. You don't hope. You need to not know, but you need to, you know what I mean? You need to stack the probabilities in your favor.
Yeah.
Like we talked about. Why gamble?
Yeah.
How much money are you going to waste on lotto tickets in your life when how many hundreds and thousands of dollars could that have been that are go and earn interest somewhere and build on itself and create more value?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's that 1 in however many million chances, 1,572 million. Well, what if I win? What if you win? What if you don't? Exactly. What if you don't? How much money did you put into it to get literally nothing back?
Yeah. And you gave someone else more money.
Yeah. Seriously. So, anyways, guys, the whole cryptocurrency thing, not my thing.
Boo.
I don't think it should be your thing. Why take that big of a bet? Why risk it?
And
maybe it does blow up.
Yes, it's modern. Yes, it's trendy. And this episode kind of makes us sound like very old school traditional people. But like, if there's something that's new and fresh that feels good to us, we're going to do it. We're going to totally do it. It's
the world. It's what we do. And like we said, you challenge it, question it. Even if it sounds great, well, why does it sound so great?
Yeah.
That's what it boils down to. The question of what could go wrong. Anyways, let's move on.
Yep.
The next one that's popular and has always been popular. It's never really died, but especially with brokers like Robinhood coming out where it's free trading and the investment world is becoming more open to other people. And I'm not knocking Robinhood at all. I'm saying that it's just allowing people that may not understand the process and the world of investment completely, because usually how it works.
There are civilians in the stock market now that are throwing things around that have no knowledge.
Right. Because
that sounds so familiar to my industry as well. Interesting.
Yeah. But it typically boils down to, and this is more common, a couple years ago and whatnot, but general rule of thumb is that typically it takes more time to get in the investment world because it takes time to build the type of money to put into, not everyone just has spare cash to go invest. Typically, there are people that are more established in life. They've got their career. They've paid off their debts. They're able to put that money away. And along that way, they've learned. So you get people that just have more general knowledge, common sense, and money available to them. So what happens if you flip that where maybe I don't need the money anymore, so I don't have to take that time to earn the money. I can go in with less money or no money. Well, now you have less experience or no experience.
Yeah.
And day trading, guys, is not, I have people call me, hey, I want to do day trading. Okay, how much are you going to trade with? About 10,000. You can't. It is a SEC FINRA regulation. You cannot day trade if you have less than $25,000 equity in your account, guys, it's a fact. You can't change it. I'm sorry. It's the rules of the game. No, I don't understand why. I'm sure there is logic behind it. That's not the point. The point is that you need to know what you're trying to do first. Because I have people, like I said, call me, hey, I've got $1,000. I'm going to do day trading. Cool. You get 3 day trades in a rolling 5-day period. Wait, what do you mean? Can't just do that like 10 times a day? No, you can't. There are consequences. And besides that,
and there are rules.
Yeah. Besides the rules, I like to equate that type of investing, day trading, swing trading, any other type of investing. If you're really going to take it seriously and try to make your life off of it, I like to put it on the same level as professional athletes just because of the dedication that it really takes. It's a profession. It's an art. It's something that has to be studied and practiced for hours, for your life. So, is day trading bad? No, it's not. Many people make a living off of it. But the thing is that there are people that really do dedicate their life to it. They say, I am going to learn how to be a professional day trader, and this is what I'm doing. So I'm going to learn it and dedicate my life to it. And I'm not going to ever give up. That's what I'm going to do. Great. Those are the type of people that can and do it and may find success doing it because they're willing to take the hours and time to learn, and they understand it will take years and years and years and years. It's not the kind of thing you pick up and, I day trade now, I make money every day. So again, I equate it to professional athletes' level of dedication required to become good at it.
That makes really sense. That's a very good analogy.
It's not something that you can half-ass. You have to, like I said, dedicate your full self to it. And, do you really want to half-ass something that the way you learn is by losing money?
No.
No, you don't. It's ridiculous.
Mm-mm.
Imagine if you went to if you cheated on your diet, like you gained 10 times as much money as weight as you would lose by working. You know what I mean? If the consequences of losing and not doing things correctly vastly outweighed the rewards of doing it correctly, right? So I know fitness probably not the best example.
Yeah. But
in the financial world, it's you make $10 because you risked losing 1,000. That's how it works. It's always stacked against you. It's just it's math and it's logic. It's the way it's set up.
And that doesn't sound very good.
No. So why do you want to learn in that environment if you're not ready to just take it all on?
Totally.
So quick story time, just about this whole investing and day trading, swing trading type thing is that, I actually work with a guy who started with about $10,000, $20,000, started trading. He wasn't day trading. He just was like, I'm going to invest and trade and do his thing. He hit a lucky streak and good timing with the market. The market went on a great bull run. It just went up and up and up. Pretty much anything you bought went up. And he had, like you said, a good luck streak. So by the end of the year, he had over $100,000 in his account. And he's like, man, I must be a natural. I'm great at this. And this is what happens with people that start. They maybe get a couple good trades under the belt. They get lucky. They have a couple big winners, whatever it is. Day trading options, swing trading, penny stocks, Forex, cryptocurrency, futures, whatever it is, that's what they think. They think that they found the holy grail of how to make money. And it's no, you probably just got lucky. You hit good timing, whatever it is. So this guy had that. And what happens is you get cocky with it and you start thinking, oh man, I'm so good. I can't lose. There's no way I can lose. I've been 10 for 10. Well, there's 10 for 10. There's odds for a reason. So this guy does what everyone does. He says he pretty much throws his whole account at one trade, at one investment, and loses almost everything. So he spends 6 to 8 months getting lucky and building up his account to over $100,000. And in a matter of, a few days, just watching something, oh no, it's going wrong. It'll turn around. It'll turn around. It'll turn around. It doesn't turn around. The guy loses over $100,000. So that's it. That's what it can happen, guys. It's that easy. You can jump right in and not even know what's going to happen. So moving on, the next one, like I mentioned, penny stocks, guys, cheap things tend to get cheaper while expensive things tend to get more expensive. It just happens. Like I said, it's the way the world works. Yeah, sure. Some companies start as penny stocks and they may blow up. That's the exception, not the rule. Again, it's like playing the lottery. I am adamant against penny stocks. It's just me. Why would I want to put my money into something I'm gambling on instead of something that I may have slower returns or less of a chance of some giant return, but I know it's more of a sure thing. Again, stacking the probabilities in my favor. So I don't risk your money on penny trading, guys. There are better ways to do it. Why put your $100 towards buying 1 million shares? But if it goes up $1, I make $1 million. Okay, cool. But it's not. Penny stocks move in pennies.
That's why it's called penny stocks.
Right, and they're cheap, so they tend to get cheaper. Why are they cheap? Because no one wants to buy them.
To me, go
ahead.
Well, I was just a million miles away from my thingy, but to me, penny stocks are the closest thing between our worlds. Like, that is the get rich quick promise almost. It is. It's the get fit quick promise. That's the, you'll get $1 million if it goes up $1. But the thing is, that's why, like, it will never go up $1. Why would they make it so easy for you to get $1 million based off of $1?
Well, like we said, it's a zero-sum game.
Right.
If you're making $1 million, someone just lost $1 million.
Right.
So, it's just, my little analogy here is just that, imagine if nobody, and not to be insensitive, but just for the example, is that the nobody kid, you're in high school. Take yourself back to school. You're in high school. Some kid you've never seen before. You don't even know who the heck this guy is. I'm sure he's a great guy. Let's all be his friend. But no, you don't know who he is. He comes and says, hey, I'm having a party Saturday. Be there, and walks away. That's it. You just, oh, okay, I don't know this guy. Nobody knows this guy. How many people are going to go to this party? Probably not a lot. It's probably not going to be that good of a party. So are you going to go bank on it and throw your whole life behind this random guy party?
Yeah, are you going to go waste your Saturday night for this party?
Probably not. And other people probably aren't either. And then you get to a couple people that are out there that are desperate, and so they might go. He's the penny stock of this analogy, guys. Nobody's interested. Nobody knows who he is. Nobody wants to do it. On the flip side, you're in high school again. The most popular person in the school comes up, says, hey, I'm having a party Saturday. You should come, and walks away. Again, you have the same information. You have the exact same access to information. You don't know who's going to go. You don't know any details of the party, but the person is well known, established. You know that everybody else knows about that person. And you know that, heck, anybody that gets invited to that party is probably going to go unless they have some exterior circumstance keeping them from it. They're like the Apple and the Microsofts, the Amazons and the Googles of the investment world. It's everybody knows who they are. Everybody wants to be invited to that party.
Everyone is waiting for them to go public and be
exactly
an option to be able to.
Yeah, if you can get in on this, you want to get in. You're maybe just waiting for the right circumstance, or you're going to try to make a way to get into it.
Totally.
That's the point, that's why penny stocks or get cheaper, because no one wants to go to that lame party that they know nothing about, that nobody else is going to get into. They hope that it's a gamble that, well, maybe I go and all the popular kids will be there. That's what you're gambling on. Do you really think the popular kids are going to go? The big investors? Do you really think that the $1 billion investments in the firms and all those people are going to throw their weight behind the nobody that nobody's heard of? Probably not. You're hoping for that. You're gambling on that. So why are you going to bet against yourself? Take the losing bet.
Yeah.
Anyways.
True. And popular kids and weird nobody kids, we love you just the same. I think we were both those.
I was a weirdo in high school.
I know. We were both. I was like, yeah.
Nobody knew who you were till you got your butt.
Everyone knew who I was, but just because I made myself known. I mean, I came to my public high school from going to private school for the last 6 years. So I ran for freshman class president, so everyone in the whole school would know who I was and know my face. So,
there you go.
I mean, but it didn't make me popular. I didn't win. The football team rallied against another football player and he won. But it's fine. I'm not bitter about it. Dylan, congratulations.
Oh my gosh.
Good for you. I hope you're listening. Hope life is treating you well.
In your face, Dylan.
In your face. I have a podcast. What do you have? I'm sticking my neck out at you and flexing my traps.
1 million downloads weekly. That's my podcast. Because the football team told everyone about it.
Probably.
Anyways, guys, I'm done. Let's wrap it up. So those are just a few of the examples. There's so many out there. I don't want to go into all the details. Maybe, like I said, we'll pick a couple that we can, go more in depth on. I'm sure people would want, wait, I want to learn more about day trading. Okay, fine, cool.
Let us know, though, so we know to talk about it in the future. We can talk
about it. But just to wrap up, though, guys, is that if you're looking into one of these things, whether it be in the health world, financial world, really anything that seems too good to be true, well, that's your first question you should be asking. Is it too good to be true? Is this supposed to be the new, easy, fast way? Does it seem like the exception is being made out or claimed to be the rule, right? The lose 100 pounds in 3 days by eating only boiled eggs, right? Like maybe someone out there did it because they have like the weirdest body ever. And maybe it was probably unhealthy kind of thing. But that's the thing, is they're the exception, not the rule. So if it's claiming the reverse, it's probably wrong. Again, have you considered all the possibilities of if this doesn't work? Is it still worth trying? Maybe. I'm sure there'll be circumstances out there, but mostly not. So again, yeah. What if it goes wrong in the worst possible way? What will happen? Am I okay with that?
Yeah. Another thing to consider is, why is this so much better than the normal tried and tested way? You know, why is this all of a sudden coming into the market? Why is this being an option now? Why is it trying to push out the old, normal, and tested way? So that's just another good question to consider. And yeah, absolutely.
Seriously though, why not just do it the normal way? That's the question you need to ask. Why would I choose this over the other way?
Because the temptations of the promises are so heavy.
But if I do this, and and anyways, guys, just be smart about it. Try to explain it to yourself. Does it sound too good to be true? It probably is.
Red flag.
Red flags. Ask us. We'd be more than happy to say, hey, yes, what's your opinion on this one? What's your opinion on that one? Because we could understand there may be people out there that before this episode thought, oh, I thought intermittent fasting was a hoax.
Yeah.
I thought it was bullcrap. And then I'm sitting here like, this has worked so well for me.
No, from my 4 years at university, I was told that it was a lie. So yeah, I mean, we need to just be super conscientious consumers, very skeptical, and go and find the answers. Don't make up answers just to satisfy what we actually want. And it's almost like saying, I really want to try the chocolate bar diet, and I'm going to only eat various chocolate bars for a month, and then I'm going to record if I lost or gained weight, and maybe happenstance you lost weight, which, I mean, it makes sense, but you're not going to look very good.
Yeah, you might be losing muscle.
Well, and so yeah, you're going to be...
Your number is down, but your body looks worse.
Right. So, you just can't, with this, don't try to make up the answers for yourself. Don't try to justify it. If a red flag is telling you one thing, if, your research or your, reaching out to people, to experts that credible experts, by the way, if that's feeling good or bad to you, listen to that and go for that. Don't try to manipulate it one way or the other just to please you. Like,
yeah, I have a perfect example.
Or if you do, then eat the consequences. Like, good for you. Yeah. What's your example, babe?
Just to finish, my real world example is, so I visit a doctor fairly often, every, 6 months or so. And I was talking to him at our last checkup, and I was just like, yeah, I'm, I've had great progress. My body's looking pretty good. And he's a normal doctor. He just helps me keep all my hormones and stuff balanced, and, balanced in a good way, right? Like he's a legit guy. Like, but anyways, because yeah, I had some imbalances. He helped me take care of them. And so I went to him just to check him. Yeah, everything's good. I'm feeling good. He said, yeah, all your blood work looks great. You are pretty much in optimum levels for most of your health areas and what your blood work says. But I picked his brain. I was like, okay, but I'm not seeing the kind of, because I wanted to get my body fat percentage down a bit. That's kind of my goal right now, is maintain my muscle mass, like Hannah said, and drop some body fat. Just so I'm more of an aesthetic. I want to look a little bit better. Like I think all of us.
Yeah.
So I asked him about it. I said, well, what can I do? And honestly, there was that little part of me that was hoping he would have some kind of a drug.
Do you have a shot that you could give me?
No, seriously. Yeah, there was a part of me
with a little butt slap and call me happy.
There was a part of me that he would say like, hey, yeah, let me prescribe you this pill, or yeah, this extra shot or whatever, and this will promote fat loss. There was a part of me that was hoping for that, and he didn't even glance in that direction. He was like, okay, we'll describe.
And can I jump in here quick?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Where
Derek goes, even though it's a very, very credible doctor and he's amazing and has done wonders for Derek, the medical spa that he's kind of operating out of, I mean, lip injections, liposuction, vampire facials, like everything that could be a fad.
Yeah.
You wouldn't expect him to be so down to earth and old school.
And legit.
Yeah. So tell me more. Finish your story.
So anyway, so his answer though, he well, first, this is what I love. If you go ask someone a question or advice, they shouldn't have an answer. Seriously though.
I know.
It shouldn't be, hey, what do I do? This. Okay, no, you don't even know the details of my situation. So you're telling me your solution for you.
Yeah.
Really though, that is a huge red flag.
Yep.
So he didn't. He said he began by drilling me. He's like, well, describe your workouts to me. How much cardio do you do? What kind of weightlifting do you do? What types of weightlifting do you? How often? What time of day do you do? Describe your dieting to me. When do you eat? How much do you eat? Do you know how many calories you're eating a day? He like interrogated me, and halfway I was like, I don't know. Or I don't know. Or, well, I tried to explain my best, right? Because he was looking for the correct solution for me.
He was tailor fitting a solution, a formula for you to be able to crack this code and answer the question that you asked,
right,
instead of just being like, oh, well, I recently developed this thing and
do our lipo,
try this.
do our cryotherapy, and no, seriously, he didn't. And he was like, well, there are other ways out there, but he's like, what I would say for you, and this is what a doctor inside the spa that offers all the get rich, he really offered to me. He's like, you just need to increase your cardio, maybe do it twice a workout or twice a day. Maybe increase the intensity. He's like, that would be my advice. And he's like, and really lock down your diet.
Yep.
He's like, you need to be more aware of your calories, maybe cut back on the fats a little bit, and the desserts and things like that. But he didn't say no carbs.
Right.
He didn't say
anyone says no, nothing like.
Well, because he recognized, but anyway, the extremes. An extreme is a red flag.
Yeah.
Cut out this. Don't ever touch that. And
no, I freaking love your doctor though, just for that. I mean, for many reasons, but just because of that he is such a legitimate dude. Like he is so good at what he does. And
his answer was, I didn't want to hear that answer, but I heard it and I was just like, okay, that's just another something. That's what I need to do.
Yeah.
So it's what I'm working on.
Yeah.
And it's hard.
Yeah.
But anyways, that's a good answer you should get, guys. Did you have any parting words, Hannah?
No, I mean, just seriously, we're not going to do additional episodes just based off of what we want to talk. I mean, we will. We'll talk about what we want to talk about. But at the same time, like, if there was something that a fad or a trend that you want us to go in depth on, whether we love it or don't, please let us know and we'll happily either make a whole episode about it or spend a little bit
for sure
in another episode. Just reach out, make us your friend. And we want to make sure that we're not just the only two listeners.
What would be the best ways for them to reach out if they have those kinds of questions?
Do you know what? I think either via Instagram, since we both have Instagram. We don't have an email or anything set up for the podcast yet, which we probably should get one set up. Something probably wealthy@gmail.com, but don't try it out yet. Just get connected on social media first. Make sure you're following Derek, what's your handle again?
Just at Derek Spohn, DerekSpohn.
And you can find me on my business account, which is Health by Hannah, HealthByHannah.
Okay, so just like it sounds, Health by Hannah.
Yeah, but my website is HealthX Hannah, which is still Health by Hannah. So I don't want to confuse people.
Oh, yeah.
You'll know it's me because you'll see my cute little spunky blondness, and Derek and Chesty too. They're handsome little mugs. But yeah, so get in touch with us on social media for now, and then just stay in touch and stay tuned because we'll update you there on any podcast changes.
For sure, guys. And of course, rate, review, subscribe, tell your friends. If you like it, if you hate it, that's fine.
Just talk about us.
Yeah.
Do it. Make our ears burn.
But no, this is the only way we're going to reach people to help them, guys. That's seriously it. Again, we're not looking for sponsors and money and whatever. We just want to help people. This is the best way for us to reach a large audience. So tell your friends if you know someone that could benefit from advice like this. If someone has a question, let them know. Turn them over to us, and that's what we're here for.
And we just want to help you find your security and find your power in being well and wealthy. Thank you guys so much for listening. We're Hannah and Derek. Tune in next time. Bye-bye.